top 10. And if you look at these two particular movements, barbell snatch and then also that gymnastic movement is a very good pairing for him. I expect to see something special in this 6-minute set.
Another guy who could do well here is Logan Collins, 20th overall after 9 events.
And what we've seen out of the last couple heats, it really isn't coming down to the snatch. It's coming down to your gymnastic ability. He won the muscle up set here yesterday. And so I expect to see, I want to see if he can really push the tempo with these other big guys.
Event 10 underway.
And right out of the gate, what these guys all have to do, this stuff is not technical for these athletes. You have to trust your training. All these guys do high rep snatches. They all do high rep bar pull-ups and bar muscle ups, so they need to trust that they have put the time in to make these things work. The other thing is, guess what? It's gonna hurt. You know it's gonna hurt, so expect it and embrace it. Don't worry about if and when. Just get on that bar and get moving.
Rasmus Anderson is in the lead as he is the first man through the snatches along with Cody Anderson. They are on opposite ends of the floor. Rasmus Anderson is on the right, Cody Anderson is on the left. Frederick Agidius also on the far left on his bar muscle up. So now the entire field on that first set of 12. There are 54 total repetitions in this event, and Cody Anderson, the leader, his name highlighted in the blue box, is through 18 of those.
And one thing we always have to remember when we have a descending set, whether it's a 21-15-9 or a 12-9-6, is the first set is not where you are going to win or lose this particular event. That's what's going to set the tempo. If you push too hard in this first set, you are really going to hit into slam your face into that latch gas and wall and then struggle the rest of the time.
Cody Anderson is done with his first round, and now 9 snatches at 135 pounds. Cody Anderson, making his 3rd career appearance here at the CrossFit Games, has 1 event win in his career, and that was the Muscle Up Biathlon back in 2014.
And one of the things that we used to talk about Cody is the fact that he's one of the smaller athletes on the floor. He's gotten a little bit bigger, but what's been most impressive with him is his ability to move so perfectly, and that comes from his old gymnastic background. So obviously when we have a gymnastic movement, he does very, very well, but he's been extremely impressive with his barbell movement just because of his perfect positioning.
Cody Anderson and Adrian Moonviller on the right of your screen now. Fighting for the lead is Rasmus Anderson, Scott Panchik, and Alex Anderson are all right there as well.
And look at the difference between that bar muscle up with Cody. Barely having any press out at all, but then you saw Moonviller down on the right-hand side of your screen. Every time he had a big press. So I think that's starting to weigh on him just a little bit. That's why you saw him break. There's that big dip.
Adrian Moonviller, 11th overall coming into the event, has fallen off the lead pace as Cody Anderson makes his way to the 135-pound barbell for his set of 6 snatches. The time to beat is in the upper left-hand part of your screen, belongs to Royce Dunn, 3:31.05 seconds.
And this last round is where we talk about embracing that pain. You know it hurts. You just really need to hold on to that bar as long as you can. You're right at the finish line.
Cody Anderson, the first man to his final set of 6 bar muscle ups, as here comes Scott Panchik in lane number 4, and on the right of your screen, Adrian Moonviller. Anderson with just 2 reps to go.
He looks great, my goodness.
And Cody Anderson has the new time to beat as he smashes Royce Dunn's mark. 3:11.41 seconds. Scott Panchik comes in 2nd place in heat number 3, and here is Alex Anderson.
So we talk about trusting your training. I think Adrian just pushed that limit just a little bit more than he was able to, and that's why he had that fail.
Moonviller is across. He and Lucas Esslinger, both from Switzerland, right next to each other on the floor. That's Esslinger in lane 6 who just came across the finish line. Rasmus Anderson in the light blue shirt on the right side of your screen, he was in. And now Saxon Panchik, younger brother to Scott Panchik, is done. 2 men still on the floor. It's Nick Urankar, who one time in practice when he was a kicker at Indiana State, kicked a 67-yard field goal. He says he has witnesses.
I want to see it on social media. I got to see that one on social media.
And meanwhile, Frederick Agidius closing out heat number 3 here in event number 10. That man with the new time to beat at 3 minutes 11.41 seconds.
Yeah, I tell you, it's all about perfect movement. It's all about being able to have that perfect movement and understanding your body, knowing your training. Look at these bar muscle ups. Nice big pop of the hips, a very slight dip at the top. So he's really leaning back to whip himself up over that bar. Moonfire looked very strong on the snatch, which we knew he would do. He did the exact same thing in the snatch event during the regional competition as well, so I know that that would be a tough spot. But here was the break. Cody on the left, extremely strong. Adrian just starting to put that limit a little bit too much, starting to struggle, having to come down, but not Cody Anderson. Just looked unbelievable. Yeah, I tell you what, gymnastics, even though he did gymnastics so long ago, he still has retained those skills, and it just really helped him propel himself up to his finishes.
Cody Anderson, 3:11.41 seconds is the new time to beat Scott Panchik. Finishes second. And Alex Anderson sneaks past Logan Collins towards the end there, and it's Adrian Moonviller rounding out the top 5 as we now reset for event number 11 BiCouplet 1. The weight has gotten lighter, and the movement on the bar not as complex.
You know, and it's anytime you see a 21:15.9, you should be generally scared. It means you're going to go fast. It's a lighter snatch, 85 pounds for the guys, and just a chest-to-bar pull-up. Technically speaking, these guys should be able to do the chest-to-bar pull-ups unbroken. Technically speaking, they should be able to do the snatch unbroken, but we have to look at what did that first event do to this event. What did their grip do? Because basically we're looking around 140 reps of all grip work.
Let's send it down to Mike Arsenault on the competition floor.
Every athlete I've talked to before this event preferred this order. Now, the women were concerned about the bar muscle-ups. That's why they wanted to do the bar muscle-ups first. The men, more concerned with the snatches. So, Bill, my question to you is this. Why would they be more concerned about the snatches, considering how much grip and forearm work has been done so far in the competition?
If we're looking at that second set of the snatches, it's lighter, so you know that you can hold on to this bar, but how is that going to affect you? That was a heavier bar earlier, a more dramatic movement on the gymnastic bar muscle up, so that takes a lot out of your forearms, and we saw all these guys banging their forearms, trying to stretch them out, getting them ready. You can see exactly what that's doing to these guys.
Stand by.
Heat 3 of 4 of event 11, BiCouplet 1 underway.
And again, you must trust in your training. All of these guys have done these movements. They've done them in large sets, small sets, fast reps, slow reps. They know exactly what their bodies should do, so they can't let themselves get lulled into this 21 and having to do more than they need to. But they must embrace that pain. It is going to hurt. Anytime you have a 21:59 with light weight, it's basically like our Fran that we do, which burns your lungs up. But you need to hang in there, know it's going to hurt, and just deal with it. You'll get through the end.
Fran, 21:59 of barbell thrusters and regular pull-ups. And it is known to cause an affliction known as Fran cough.
Which is a really annoying issue. It doesn't seem to go away for very long.
Rasmus Anderson is the first man done with his snatches as Cody Anderson is right behind him. Nick Urankar is done. Frederick Agidius on the left side of your screen. And that's Rasmus Anderson. 90 now total reps in this event.
It looks like he's having a little bit of a difficulty getting into a rhythm. That's our butterfly pull-ups. You can see he's trying to use his momentum of his feet and popping that hips to get himself up, but he's a little bit off there in the beginning.
Rasmus Anderson threw 34 of those 90 repetitions, and he is taking a break to chalk his hands.
And that was a long break for Rasmus.
And Cody Anderson takes advantage as he moves into the lead. And now his set of 15 barbell snatches at 85 pounds. Rasmus Anderson now done. He's at the bottom of your screen in the blue shirt.
Now it's again, these movements, it's about moving quickly. It's not about having to do them unbroken. So if you can drop the bar, get a little bit of release on that forearm, move it and get back on the bar, that's going to save that grip and save those forearms.
Cody Anderson more than halfway done with this event. As we approach the 2-minute mark, Ben Smith has the time to beat at 4:05.98 seconds. And if you've watched a lot of CrossFit events, you may notice that they are not advancing the barbell very far after each set. Now, there is a reason for that.
And the reason is we don't want you to put the bar down. We talked about embracing the pain. We're kind of forcing the pain. we don't want that mandatory rest in there. So if you're putting the bar down, you're choosing to have the rest.
Cody Anderson done with his 15 snatches and now 15 chest-to-bar pull-ups as he and Rasmus Anderson are battling for the lead here in this third of 4 heats. It's event number 11.
During the break, Sean, I was talking with Amy Sakamoto, and she said, you think there's any way that anyone can win both of these? And I said, yeah, there's a way, but you really need to understand your body and know when to shut down and how long that rest can be so you can maximize the reps you're getting and the quickness of your event.
Cody Anderson now starting to break up his chest-to-bar pull-ups. He is through 67 of the 90 total repetitions, and Scott Panchik is threatening to overtake him for the lead, but Cody Anderson got back on the pull-up bar and was able to hold off Panchik, but we have a tie now for first as Panchik gets to the barbell for his set of 9. Rasmus Anderson is at the bottom of your screen. Panchik is in the middle, and Cody Anderson is at the top, as now Alex Anderson in the pink and Nick Urankar, no shirt on, are on their final set of barbell snatches.
With Rasmus, look at the way he's lifting that bar. That's all arms, so he's not using his legs at all. If I was him, I'd try to get that bar to his hips so he's not having to use so much arm.
Rasmus Anderson has taken the lead. He finished up his snatches just ahead of Cody Anderson, and now the two of them make their way back to the pull-up bar for their final 9 pull-ups. Time to beat Ben Smith, 405.98 seconds, looking like it might be in danger as Rasmus Anderson is going to get in just ahead of that bar. So Rasmus Anderson has the new top time as Cody Anderson has fallen behind Scott Panchik, who is just across the finish line.
Shocking.
Alex Anderson and Cody Anderson, neck and neck. And Cody Anderson beats him by 0.2 of a second.
And that is what it means to really walk that line, walk that red line. If you go over too much, it's going to make it tough to come back.
Saxon Panchik is in, Nick Urankar. Logan Collins at the bottom of your screen and Adrian Moonviller are in. Lucas Eschlinger and Frederick Agidius now the only 2 men left on the floor with more than a minute to go before we hit the 6-minute time cap. And now Eschlinger is across. Frederick Agidius, the only man left on the competition floor, and he has plenty of time to get through this, and he will. So every man in heat 3 of 4 completes event number 11 as we close out the 3rd day of competition here for the individuals at the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games. And Scott Panchik had a great fight, but it's Rasmus Anderson at 4:03.93 seconds edging out Ben Smith for the lead in this event.
And it was really an impressive job by Rasmus. Very strong on those chest-to-bar pull-ups. Now, granted, he's a larger athlete, so you wouldn't expect him to be as good as a lighter athlete, but a lot of power, and I think he was very smart the way he did work his snatches. Cody Anderson was really looking calm, confident, consistent all the way through. He was able to move himself all the way up into that last set. But Rasmus, even with the fact that he was using so much arm on those snatches, was able to get to that last set of the chest bar pull-ups and went unbroken. This is where he overtook Cody and then just smoked the rest of the field. Got himself up onto that finish mark. Very impressive finish for Rasmus Anderson.
Rasmus Anderson edges out Ben Smith by a couple of seconds and now has the new time to beat as we head to the 4th and final heat. Scott Panchik puts on a late charge. He will finish 2nd. Cody Anderson winds up in 3rd. And it's Alex Anderson and the younger Panchik rounding out the top 5. Rasmus Anderson is with Mike Arsenault.
Rasmus, there have been so many pulling movements so far in the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games, and we just had bar muscle ups and chest to bar pull-ups. How do you counteract the fatigue that has been building up over the last few days?
Good question. I guess been so much pulling, as you're saying. Honestly, I don't even know. Like, just trying to recover each night, coming back to the hotel. The thing is, like, we don't have much time to rest. I don't really know if people realize this, but we have briefings in the early morning, and even when we're done, usually we have a briefing as well. So there's not much time to recover. So it's kind of hard, to be honest. Like, you're just trying in between events, at the briefing, you're just trying to do as much as you can, like to flush out the system and try to be ready for the events.
Coming into tonight, you've had 2 performances inside the top 10, 3 performances outside of the top 30. How do you manage your emotions with such a wide array of disparate finishes?
Good question again. Well, I have a girlfriend who's competing as well, and again, the same for her. She have good events and bad events, and I'm just trying to remind each other that to be grateful to be here in the stadium is pretty cool. To like just walk out, look around, and see all the people. Like, being here is just awesome. So even though you have events that doesn't work the way you wanted it to go, like, you're just going to push through and just be grateful to be here.
Thanks, Rasmus. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Rasmus Andersson, the time to beat his girlfriend.